For the last many years, Jim Kwik has helped everyone from celebrities to CEOs to students to improve their memory, increase their decision-making skills, learn to speed read, and unleash their real potential. In his book Limitless, Jim reveals his revolutionary strategies and shortcuts to supercharging brains, with simple, actionable tools to sharpen the mind, enhance focus, and fast-track their fullest potential. Some of the wisest and thought-provoking quotes from the book are: "Our most precious gift is our brain. It is what allows us to learn, love, think, create, and even to experience joy. It is the gateway to our emotions, to our capacity for deeply experiencing life, to our ability to have lasting intimacy. It allows us to innovate, grow, and accomplish." Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Perfectionism reduces creativity and innovation. New belief: there is no such thing as failure. Only failure to learn. If our mindset is not aligned with our desires or goals, we will never achieve them. You can learn to unlimit and expand your mindset, your motivation, and your methods to create a limitless life. When you do what others won't, you can live how others can't. Give a person an idea, and you enrich their day. Teach a person how to learn, and they can enrich their entire life. If you are struggling to reach a goal in any area, you must first ask, where is the limit? Most likely, you're experiencing a limit in your mindset, motivation, or methods, which means that it's not a personal shortcoming or failure pointing to any perceived lack of ability. If you're struggling to find motivation to learn, or to accomplish anything else in your life, there is a good chance you haven't uncovered the why of the task. Motivation is a set of emotions, painful and pleasurable, that act as the fuel for our actions. Mindset: the what, deeply held beliefs, attitudes, and assumptions we create about who we are, how the world works, what we are capable of and deserve, and what is possible. Motivation: the why, the purpose one has for taking action. The energy required for someone to behave in a particular way. Method: the how, a specific process for accomplishing something, especially an orderly, logical, or systematic way of instruction. All behavior is driven by belief, so before we address how to learn, we must first address the underlying beliefs we hold about what is possible. Our most precious gift is our brain. Reasons that are tied to your purpose, identity, and values will sufficiently motivate you to act, even in the face of all of the daily obstacles that life puts in your way. What I have come to find over my years of working with people is that most everyone limits and shrinks their dreams to fit their current reality. Motivation comes from purpose, fully feeling and associating with the consequences of our actions, or inactions. In an era of autonomously driven electric cars and vehicles capable of taking us to Mars, our education system is the equivalent of a horse and carriage. You make mistakes, mistakes don't make you. You don't rise to the level of your expectations, you fall to the level of your training. To remember any new piece of information, you must associate it with something you already know. But being limitless is not about being perfect. It's about progressing beyond what you currently believe is possible. Remember that we tend to remember that which we create. Our background and circumstances may have influenced who we are, but we must be accountable for who we become. In his TED Talk about sleep, Dr. Jeff Iliff of Oregon Health and Science University takes the laundry cycle metaphor even further. He notes that, while we're awake, the brain is so busy doing other things that it doesn't have the capacity to clean itself of waste. The buildup of this waste, amyloid beta, is now being linked to the development of Alzheimer's disease. Before each reading, take a few minutes to talk about or write what you remember from the previous reading. Consider your passion, your desired identity, and your values. How can they create the basis for your reasons? The human brain does not learn as much by consumption as it does by creation. When you do what others won't, you can live how others can't. Your time is one of your greatest assets. It's the one thing you can't get back. Make sure you have a block of time set aside to get into flow. It's commonly believed that, when conditions are right, it takes about 15 minutes to achieve a flow state and that you don't really hit your peak for closer to 45 minutes. Clearing out only half an hour or so isn't going to allow you to accomplish much. Plan to set aside at least 90 minutes, and ideally a full 2 hours. Some people who claim to have 20 years of experience have 1 year of experience that they've repeated 20 times. It's not accurate that your memory works like a container, cup, or hard drive in that once it's full of data no more can fit. It's more like a muscle in that the more you train it, the stronger it gets and the more you can store. The important distinction here is that family is a means value, a means to an end. The end value is actually love or belonging. When we look at our values, we can determine whether the value we've stated is an end or whether it evokes something else. Mistakes don't mean failure. Mistakes are a sign that you are trying something new. Contrary to popular belief, like your mindset, motivation is not fixed. No one has a set level of motivation. And when people say they are unmotivated, it's not completely true. They could have a high level of motivation to stay in bed and watch television. Goal is the point one wishes to achieve. A purpose is the reason one aims at to achieve a goal. If the villain was weak, there would be nothing to vanquish, and no need for the hero to rise to greatness. Knowledge is important, but it is the performing of some action that is required to make it powerful. Knowledge multiplied by action is equal to power. Knowing how to change your habits means knowing how to confidently own and manage your days. Focus on the behaviors that have the highest impact, and reverse engineer the life you want. Which is your favorite quote from the book? Don't forget to mention it in comments.